Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here in one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call Taking My Community Back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here today at one of our community outreach days with our sound truck. And our sound truck is used for just what you see. We come out to community days, we play loud music, and be able to just have a good time with it and enjoy our community. At a sheriff's office, you get to see us in a little different light. We're not always out there tickets or locking people up. We come out to your community day and be a part of your day and help you celebrate your community. And this is just one of the ways that we can do that, was with our sound truck. We're here today in one of our communities. We brought our ice cream truck out. A lot of people like to laugh when I say the sheriff's office owns an ice cream truck, but this is exactly what it's for, is we bring it out to our communities. We give away ice cream. We don't charge for the ice cream. The ice cream is free. And we have partners in our businesses in our community that help pay for the ice cream so that we can give it away for free. And we give it away. We go to schools. This is just one of many events that we bring our ice cream truck to. We go to the school systems. We come out to community days, block parties. We just come out and see you and help you enjoy and celebrate your community. Thank you.
How are you doing? This is Antoinette Louise Joy, the author of Becoming Phenomenal. This is an hour of girl talk. Me and my girls are going to be kicking it on subjects like diet, nutrition, love, romance, marriage, dating, clothes, what to wear, fashion, hair, wig. We're going to talk about all that. If you want to comment or even if you want to ask a question, you can call us. The numbers at the bottom of the screen. This is my dream come true. What is yours? God is good all the time, and you can become phenomenal too. Hi, how are you doing? This is Antoinette Louise Joy, the author of these books. Today, we're going to talk about who the real me is and let you learn a little bit about being an author. My quote for today is this one. This is one of my favorites. There's so many, but it says that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That's in Philippians 4:13. Very good, very powerful saying. And I say that because when I wanted to be an author, my family was looking at me, friends, like, you don't know anything about writing. True. I'm going to find out because I'm finna write some books, and I've been doing that since. So my latest book is about a cookie that wanted to dance and no one believed that she could do it. She practiced all the time. She danced to and from school. She danced while she did her chores. It was the determination. And what I wanted to really bring home was that you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. There is nothing that you cannot do if you put your mind to it. I've always been someone that does something that people said you can't do. I remember when, because I've been in nursing for over 40 years, and when I was LPN, I was going back to nursing school. At that time, I had 3 daughters, and I was a single parent. And people would say, oh, you can't do that. There's no way. Oh, I can, because I depend on God, not man. Man will tell you you can't do anything, but you can. And I think that's also to teach you a lesson that you can do anything you put your mind to, 1, but with God, all things are possible, 2. So this book is a joyful book. I also do children's books because I have, for 1, grandkids, and for 2, I want to leave a legacy for them. I also want them to get into writing, so I want to encourage them. And children's books is a good way to encourage them to start writing. It doesn't take a lot. You can do 20 or 30 pages for a children's book. And that's not a lot of pages as compared to the regular books that I write. So I also write women empowerment books. These are some of them. I have some more coming up. One is called Faith and Fear. You can live with both of them. They don't, they're husband and wife, Faith and Fear. You can live with both of these. And also, Where Are the Good Men? So these are some of the book titles that I'll be having next year probably. This year I've been doing a lot of children's books. And the author, myself, but the publishing company, Legacy, does my illustrations, and they're very beautiful. I have another children's book. It'll be out in a month, and the illustration is really, really, really pretty. And reading is fundamental, and I think that all kids should have books, because I kept books for my kids when they were coming up. And that's an important thing for your kids, is to read, to get that fundamental reading aspect in. So these are a few of my children's books. This is about a grandchild. This is a true story, actually. She had a dog, and that's her first pet, was this dog. And she loved this dog. So I wrote this many, many years ago when she was little, because I was so tickled about her and this dog that she loved. And I turned it into a storybook. And it came out to be out the door. The very first children's book I wrote was this one, and it got nominated for a Pulitzer Prize, which is a very high honor when you're writing books. So she didn't win it, but just because it was nominated was just a blessing for me. My love is women empowerment, because I wrote this first book, and they often ask, who's on there? That's me. These are pictures of me. So I wrote this book, and it's about a life story, my story. And I work in an industry where there's women. I'm a nurse, so there's the majority of us are women. And all majority, I have never worked with anyone that had a happy life, never had any problems. We all have stories. And I've heard some of the stories, and I have a story myself. So I could relate to them. And at 55, around 50, I think, I got divorced, and I was going through a really tough time, and I was depressed and unhappy and gained a lot of weight. And then I moved to Georgia, and I wrote this book because I wanted to give hope for women that were going through changes, midlife crises, divorce, breakup, or whatever. I just wanted women to know that there is life beyond the pain, and that's why I wrote this book. So it tells about the pain I endured, childhood trauma, the abuse, neglect, the whole 9 yards. And still I rise. Still I'm able to get up every day and have a good attitude. Sometimes you fall down, but you get up. You can't stay down. And that's what this is about, starting over. It's about nails and hair. It's a really good book. I love it. It's my first book. And it just tells you how to be a older, mature, confident woman, and finding your Mr. Right, because that's when I found my Mr. Right. So it can happen. It tells you about the do's and don'ts of dating. There's a lot of Mr. Wrongs out there, and you don't know that until you start going out and dating these person. But after, a couple of weeks or so, the real Mr. Wrong will appear, and then that's the time that you can kick him to the curb. This one is about getting older, and it's about the changes that occur as you get older. So one of those changes, of course, is obvious, and it's a lot of weight gain. So they have a lot of on TV now, these GLP shots, and I do know a lot of women that do the shots. I even know some that had the weight loss surgery. It's nothing new. It's been around, and there are pros and cons. I know women that have gotten the weight loss surgery and still continue to eat, and they had a lot of bad side effects. They couldn't eat because years ago when they first started doing weight loss surgery, they would cut your stomach like in half. They would remove part of the stomach so that you couldn't fill it up with food. But on the other hand, your diet was limited to liquids and soft food, so you couldn't eat everything that you was eating before, the fried chicken, potato salad, meatloaf, and such. You would have to limit it. So those surgeries progressed to other ones where they put a band around the stomach. Same idea was to stop you from eating, and so forth and so on. They had diet pills back in the 20 years ago. Now they have GLP shots, and a lot of people are going to the Ozempic for the weight loss, the Manjaro, all these kind of injections that supposedly help with weight loss. So I know a lot of people that have done that. They're losing weight. I know people also that was on Manjaro or Ozempic, and they have problems with their pancreas. They have problems, other kind of system problems that they really don't explain. Now, some people that got the weight loss surgery, they do make you go to counseling, group therapy, those type of things, because it's a mental health psyche event. When you get this surgery and you lose this weight, it's a lot of things that change. Your body structure will change. You might have, after you lose 50 to 60 pounds, your skin starts hanging off of your frame, your bones, and you might need cosmetic surgery to remove the excess skin. So it's a lot. And then you have to learn how to eat again healthier, because fried foods is not good for you. If you come from a family like I do that have high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, those foods are not the best for you. Matter of fact, they're going to cause more harm than anything else by eating those foods. So as you get older, you digest slower, your activity is slower. So you're not dancing like every weekend when you did when you were younger. You're not skating. You're not having as much activity, and you tend to eat more. I'm talking about for us over 50, you tend to eat more and exercise less. So that's where the weight gain starts. When you get over 50, the diet needs to change. You need to eat more vegetables, more fruit, more salads. Instead of fried chicken, grilled chicken, baked chicken, broiled chicken, and my favorite rotisserie chicken. I get them at Walmart. Now they sell them at all the local supermarkets, rotisserie chicken. And that's a good source of protein, and it's not fried. It's already cooked. It's like on a rotisserie grill that cooks it. It's very juicy. It's delicious. You can eat that as an alternative. You can chop it up, put it in a salad. So rotisserie chicken is very good and healthy. That's protein. So when you get older, over 50, you need to start eating healthier. Grilled chicken salad. You can start eating those. You could do that at home. You can buy the sacks of greens for a salad and you make your own salad. Maybe you like cucumbers. You might like tomatoes, cheese. I like all those. No tomatoes though. But anyway, I like all those boiled eggs and I make a salad. So that's some of the things you have to do. And I exercise every day. I have a treadmill. I'll walk the treadmill 30, 45 minutes. I have a bike. I have elliptical. So you have to invest in you. You want to live to be 100, if possible, if God blesses you with that. I am aiming for 100. If I could be 100 and in my right mind, why wouldn't you? So this is one of the things or reasons for you to eat right. Fast foods are not good for you. They're greasy. French fries, rice, all those carbs and bread are not good for you. What happens is when you eat them, they turn into sugar and then they deposit around your waist. So as you get older, your body metabolism slows down. You can't metabolize this excess calories that you keep taking in. So that's why you gain the weight. You have to exercise, if it's not but 30 minutes a day, walking in the mall. I would stop and park my car after work, and then I would walk in the mall for 30, 40 minutes. I would put on music, and then I would walk. And sometimes I walk past 30 or 40 minutes because I'm listening to the music, and I'm walking. I'm looking in the store windows and window shopping, as they call it, and I'm enjoying, the walk around the mall. So that's another avenue for you. I keep tennis shoes in my car and I walk. So that's something that you can do by yourself. You just need a pair of tennis shoes, some good tennis, not even good ones. You just need a pair of tennis shoes and then you can walk. Once you start walking, it'll become a habit and you will do it all the time, because I do it every day. Even weekends, I'm walking. I'm doing Zumba. I have Zumba class. I'm doing with my trainer. I have a trainer. So I train with him. So it's all of that you have to do to keep yourself healthy and to keep yourself from sitting at home eating ice cream all day, or, that's the thing. You need to find something you like, an activity, gardening, starting a vegetable garden, or flowers. So I do flowers. I have a lot of house plants, and I plant flowers outside every year, and I love it. I love digging in the dirt. But again, my mother was one of those type of people that liked to grow stuff, and I had an uncle that was he did that kind of work. He planted outside shrubs and flowers. So I picked up all this stuff growing up, and now I like shrubs and flowers and plants. I'm a plant person, and I have a whole room full of plants. But that's what I like to do. You got to find something that you like. And if it's sweets you like, you can do the diet portion of it. Diet, mostly everything now is diet. And you could do the diet drinks, diet food. Now, some of the ice cream you can get it is diet, but it doesn't taste, to me, it doesn't taste that good. So what I do is every now and then, like once or twice a year, I would get the regular ice cream cone. I'd only get a cone and I would eat that. So it's not something that you can do all the time. You have to be consistent. You have to stick to your goals and you have to follow what you say you're going to do. Now, I might like to go out and eat. If I go out and eat, I'll eat a protein. So I'll have chicken. I don't do red meat that often. I do like pork. I might get some ribs or something. But I'm not getting anything with it. I don't eat the bread. I don't eat the potato salad. I don't do the carbs. So I might do some beans with some ribs, a rib or two, and some pork and beans or something. But what I'm saying is you got to leave the carbs to the side. I like corn, and lately, the last couple of years, I've been doing a boiled food like the crab. They got the boiled crabs or the lobster crab places that you go, and they have a bag and it's boiled. So they'll put seafood in there. They'll put your crab legs, your potato, and your corn. Those are what my go-to, and I like that better than the fried foods, the hamburger, the french fries, all those foods which are not healthy and nor are they good for you or your kids. Because statistics will tell you that nowadays the children are obese, they're overweight because they eating fast food almost daily. Chicken, pizza, hamburgers, french fry. I mean, that's what kids like, and they're eating it so much that they're becoming unhealthy. They're becoming diabetics. They're becoming hypertensive. So you have to be careful what you feed your kids. And fast food is not healthy for them, nor is it healthy for you. Now, my kids tell me that they don't eat beans and rice. They don't eat spaghetti. They can't stand greens, okay? Because I fed them that when they were little. I fed healthy stuff that I could cook a pot and then I could eat off of it a couple of times a week. But now moms are busy and they may not feel like cooking. So it looks like a good idea to grab a pizza on the way home or some fried chicken. But all those are not healthy for your kids. And then the kids are maturing so fast because they inject steroids into our food. The chicken, they inject them with steroids, and the beef, the cattle. So all these stuff are injected with these chemicals. And then the kids eat the food that have been injected. And now the little girls are maturing faster at 8 or 9, 10, you know. So this is the things, too, you have to think about your kids as well as you. And cooking is better than buying the fast food every day. Even though I don't know how some parents can afford it, it's not cheap. Fast food is not cheap. But, you know, it saves a little time, but is it worth it? So what I used to do was on the weekends when I was home, I would cook 3 or 4 meals. So I would have beans on the stove, meatloaf in the oven, baked chicken in the oven, that kind of stuff. So when the week rolls around, I've already cooked about 3 or 4 meals, and I just pull them out, reheat them, and give them to my kids. But fast food, I never had a lot of that because of the unhealthiness of it. I'd rather cook something for them, and then I could just let them heat it up, and they would go in the refrigerator and get the little food and heat it up. And that's like more healthier. It doesn't cost as much as eating out every day, because that I wasn't going to do. And it just makes it a whole lot easier when you have the food at home for your kids. Now, as far as me and book writing, I was always a nerd kind of person, well, girl, growing up, because I had, for me, a very bad home situation. My mother was an abusive alcoholic. So what I did was read, and it would take me to another place. And I would get engrossed in these books. I used to read all sorts of. My go-to was Harlequin romance. At that time, in the 80s and 90s, they were real popular. I don't know if they're as popular now, but they were popular back then, and everybody at work read them. So we had like a book club, and once we read them, we would bring them to work, and then we could exchange them with other people. It was how we did it back then. And so fast forward or back forward rather, when I was a kid growing up, I would get these books from neighbors, and I would read the Harlequin. And I would dream of getting out of this situation that I was raised in with my mother and such. And some knight would ride in on a horse and or a prince. Most of the books in a Harlequin, they had a prince, and he might have not rode in on a horse. He might have drove in on a Cadillac or something, you know, the storyline, and rescue the little princess, which would be you or me. So I read those books, and of course, you begin to fuse reality with the book, and then you think it's going to happen in reality, but it doesn't. And that's called a Cinderella syndrome. I had wrote about that in this book. So you're going to think that life is bad, and you got a bad break in life, and someone is going to ride in a Range Rover or Cadillac and rescue you, and it don't usually happen like that. All that's fairy tale. I guess that's why they call it fairy tales, because it's not really going to happen. It's just a book or a way of entertainment, because that's what it is. The book is entertaining, but some of us begin to fantasize and think that it's going to happen, and it really doesn't happen at all. So that's why I like to write those books, because I want other women to realize that, yes, life is hard. Yes, we go through abuse, neglect, rape, or whatever, because we're the weaker vessel. Sort of say, you know, God created man, and then he created woman, and so we're the weaker vessel. And a lot of times we use emotion for feelings. So this man comes riding in, and you're damaged, low self-esteem from childhood trauma. And this guy seems like he's all of that. And so we get involved emotionally because of the trauma a lot of us have had. So I've had that too, been there, done that, wrote 2 books, all right, on that. And it's not good for us, but because we're emotional creatures, we tend to think with our heart instead of our mind. It's something we want so bad sometimes that we see all the red flag, and I mean they're blaring red flags, and yet we still stay in that relationship until the person does something abusive, or he tries to harm you, hit you, kill you. We know many, many stories about women whose partners, all on TV, kill them. And women the same way, they've killed their partners. They even have a show called Snapped, and that's about a woman that kills her husband or her boyfriend. So they televise it and make money off of the misfortune of other women, but it does happen. So I say that to say that you may have trauma, yes, but you have therapy. You have to make that choice. I did. I had therapy, changed my life, changed my whole perspective. I'm telling you, trauma does not have to take you out. You can get help and you can learn from your trauma. So I had horrific stories, honey. And so my coworkers would say, you ought to write about that. You know, that's real interesting. You ought to write about that. So I decided one day to do just that. I said, oh, let me write about this. And I did. I felt so much better, I guess, once I started writing about my experiences helping other women. And then they would ask me, how did you lose weight? How do you keep your weight? They're always asking me about weight and clothes and this and that. And so that's why I tried to incorporate it in the programs. I know last week we had a fashion show, and my two co-hosts show their fashion, beautiful fashions. So because you're older, over 50, I'm over 65, don't mean that you're dead. It just means that you need to find something that works for you. For me, I like vintage. I like things that other people don't wear. I don't want to go out to eat and they got 5 women with my dress on or something. So I always say my go-to is Fashion Nova. It's online, and I go there, and pretty much most of my clothes come from, 90% of my clothes come from Fashion Nova. The other 10% I find things I like at Goodwill or garage sale, or people give me clothes. Oh, I can't fit these anymore. You want this? Hold on, we have a caller. Hello, this is Antoinette Louise.
Hello. I had a question.
Yes, ma'am. What's your question?
I wanted to know, do you have any go-to places for vintage clothing? Because me and my daughter love vintage clothing as well, and I just was looking for like an affordable option. And I too do not want to look like everybody else when I go somewhere.
Right. So, you know what? I found a consignment shop that I like. And I went in there. No one ever told me anything about consignment shops. So when I went into this one consignment shop, it's right across from Lakeside in New Orleans. I was really amazed. The clothes a lot of them were designer, but they didn't have the designer price tag. It's like a dress might be $30 and they spent $200 on it or something like that. So garage sale is another one. I go to garage sales, and a lot of times I find sweaters I like, blouses I like, even jewelry. So those are options for you that you can try. I love Goodwill. That's my second store, because a belt is $2 or something. If I find a cute shoes, that's $5. And I just go from there. It's gotten so popular that they have a Savvy Shoppers card, and I got one, where they give you discounts, and they give you $25 free merchandise. You can pick it out once you make 1,000 points. So those are some options for you that you can try out. And then once you try them out, call me back and let me know.
Okay, I will. And I have one more question, if that's okay.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I know that you have candles out, you have books out, you
Yep.
have podcasts, you have a number of things out.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you ever consider doing a clothing line?
Maybe I would. I also act. I'm in a play now. and we'll be going to Chicago. If you follow me on my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook under Antoinette Louise Joy, and YouTube site, you'll see the play will be in Chicago June the 20th and 21st. And the play has been in Atlanta for the last 2 years. And now we're taking it on the road. After we leave Chicago, we're going to Savannah, Georgia. Next year it'll be in New York, Manhattan, and then she's talking about taking it to Los Angeles. So you can keep up with me and the play on my Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. But now clothing line, don't never say never now, because I might meet someone that does clothes, and I probably would if I met the right people, because you have to have the right people to do anything. So if I met a clothing designer and they said, I'm looking for an apprentice or something, I'd probably do it. That might be on my my bucket list. So I'm going to keep eyes open for that. But, it might be a good bucket list. I don't know. I might try it, though. No telling. But that's a good one. Thank you for that. Thank you for the call.
Thank you so much. God
Okay.
bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that's a good idea, but I might could do shoes. I would probably design shoes. I would like that more than I think I would like clothing. But anyway, those are two good ideas. A clothing line and a shoe line. I think that it would be a lot of competition because of all the designer clothing they have out now. But the one thing I haven't noticed with the clothing lines is that it's not vintage. Okay, we're going to go to a break. Thank you. Come back, and I'll be back in a minute. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? Do you have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank
too.
you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement, we hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom, Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom, Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you. Hi.
Hey, how are you doing? This is Antoinette Louise Joy, the author of Becoming Phenomenal. This is an hour of girl talk. Me and my girls are gonna be kicking it on subjects like diet, nutrition, love, romance, marriage, dating, clothes, what to wear, fashion, hair, wig. We're gonna talk about all that. If you wanna comment or even if you wanna ask a question, you can call us. The number's at the bottom of the screen. This is my dream come true. What is yours? God is good all the time, and you can become phenomenal too. Hey, welcome back. We were talking about being an author. So now I'm spreading my wings. I'm trying acting. I'm in the stage play, and it's called, can't think of it right, Shadow of Greatness. I'm sorry, my mind's racing. So this is by a black producer, writer, and author of this play. It's about a black activist that lived in Chicago, and this is about the people that were not in the school books. The characters are real, and we enact the different plays or scenes from the characters. It's a very good play. I just love it. The acting, we have a coach. I had a coach. I do one of the poems in the play called The Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou, and we have other poems as well, but It's just very. I had people at work that came to see it in February, Black History Month, and they were like, "This is amazing. We never knew about these people." And I didn't know about them either. I was like, we're just forgotten. We don't matter because we didn't write the textbooks. We know who wrote the textbooks, and it wasn't us. And they don't make us learn our history either. They used to let it be an election. You could take it if you wanted. But now I don't know if they still doing that in colleges. We do have black colleges, BCUs, and that kind of stuff. But, it's important that we tell our kids about their past, even though it's painful. Yes, we came as slaves. Yes, we were imported here in ships. Yes. But now that you're here, what are you contributing to the race, for a lack of saying? What are you doing? Are you a doctor? Are you helping cure the sick? I've been a nurse my whole life. So I've taken care of our people, your people, any people I've taken care of. So I've been in that role as a caregiver for all of my life. And it's something, to be a servant, a nurse, a policeman, a doctor, a lawyer, these type. At least doctors and lawyers make money, but the nurse does the work and she don't make no money. So the ones making the money, of course, are basketball players, football. This is a man's world, and he takes care of them. He pays them millions of dollars. But they don't pay millions of dollars to take care of another human being, your grandmother, your aunt, your children. You're sick. The people that care for you, the aides, the nurses, they not making no money. But again, basketball player, football, all that. But again, it's a man's world. I get it. But still, it just doesn't seem fair to me. But this play is a very good black play. It is going to Chicago June the 20th and 21st. It's on a weekend, so it's a Saturday and it's a Sunday. I believe they're going to have 2 matinees, not sure. But again, if you are curious or you live in that area and you want to come see the play, by all means, the tickets are just $20. I think it's $25 at the door. But tickets are on sale at Eventbrite, and you can get tickets for the show. Again, it is in Chicago. And then I think it's in November that the show will be back in Georgia, and you'll be able to see it. And I'll keep all those facts on my social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. You'll be able to see if that's something that you're interested in. We had it this past February. That was Black History Month at the New Black Wall Street. That's in Lithonia, Georgia, and it's across the street from that huge mall, Stonecrest, that they had. So we had it in the Black Street Mall. Very nice building. If you haven't visited, you need to, because that's a historical as well. That's a mall, and it's built by blacks, and it caters to blacks, meaning the clothing, African and other clothing that shows our people. They have paintings, sculptures, they have food, they have bakery, they have supplements, vitamins. They have all kind of good stuff in that mall, and it's right across the street from Stonecrest, right behind the Bank of America, which is on that exit when you get off, going toward Conyers or past Conyers. So to be an author, again, you have to have an idea, And then what I did was I went on the internet and searched for someone that publishes books and the kind that I wanted to write. So I wanted it to be women empowerment and then children's. So I have had after every book, matter of fact, I've changed publishers because some of them, first of all, you have to pay for it all. If you're just starting out and you want to write a book, you have to take all the costs because they no longer pay you because you don't have a following. So you have to build up your following. You have to build up all of that, and it takes money to do that. So the first book company is called Savi. I went through them. They're a company that's in Canada somewhere. So I emailed them my request, and they have a place on their website that says if you're interested in writing a book to email the person, they will get back with you. Well, the person did. I told them what I wanted, and they set me up to publish the book. So it took a while. It took almost 2 years, and that's kind of slow to publish a book when all I did was hand you the transcript, and you were supposed to publish this book. So I wasn't pleased with that. And then the person I was working with, they give you a personal person that you work with, manager. He left the company and they replaced him with another person, and I just never went back. Well, yes, I did. So I published this with Savi. So I went back and had a number 2. And the new person worked with me a while, and then I got this published in a shorter time, like a year, and then he left. So, you know, there was a couple of managers I had, they left and whatever, and I'm like, what in the heck? So I had a couple of more books, but I decided not to stay with that company because the person doesn't stay there to help you get to your potential. So it's a lot of hiccups. If you're going to write, you're going to have to go for the long haul. You're going to need patience, prayer, and all of that to get through it. And then once the book is published, they don't help you sell the book. They don't advertise. They have it, but, you know, you have to pay for that. That's extra. And you've been paying all along for these costs. It's not cheap. So then you have to do your own kind of advertisement, or you have to pay a company or whatever to do the advertisement for you. So then I wanted to do children's books. So I decided to try Amazon. Amazon published Jada for me. I thought that would be better because all of my books are sold on Amazon. What better way to get your book sold, right? On Amazon. Didn't happen like that either. After I published theirs, now theirs was quicker. It was like 8 months and they had the book published. But it only had like 40 pages, so it's not like it's a big old book. It's a children's book. And after I published it, the guy I was pleased with him, the manager. He left. So I'm like, well, so he left and he said, well, such and such, you're going to have it's a lady that's going to take over that'll help you with your books, because I told him I had several that I wanted to publish. She never contacted me, so after about a couple of months, I contacted the company, and, you know, I got in contact with her, and she emailed me for a while, and I had several books, like this is one of them. This is the one I was trying to get them to publish. But I never could get with her. She didn't return my call. So it's like, really? So I left Amazon. I no longer published with them. And I went to what's called Legacy Books, who did this one. And I have another one coming out in about 2 or 3 months. And it'll be on my social media. And it's called Jordan the Chef and AJ the Astronaut. So this company so far, I have been with for over a year, same person so far. And so the same person will be doing these two kid books for me, this one and then Jordan the Chef. The illustration I love. I'm sorry, they did another book for me that's not up here. It's called Jada Meets Santa Claus. So this will be the third book for Legacy that I've been with them and published, and so far so good. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed because I don't know how a publisher does it, but they line you up with a manager who's supposed to help you to publish your book and then tell you what you need to advertise. And so I'm saying that to say it fell through the cracks for both of these companies. I would not suggest either one of them, Amazon or Savi, because they just let you fall to the side. If you're a new author, you don't know quite what you need to do. How do you advertise? How do you wrote the book and you've invested this money, but how do you get it out? So what I did was I did book signing events. I'm from New Orleans. I did it in New Orleans and I did it in Atlanta. That's a venue that you could do. I went to Burger King. I spoke to the manager and told her I would buy burgers and stuff for the kids if she let me have it at this particular place. And that's how I got it at Burger King for Jada. For that book, I had T-shirts and the whole 9 yards, and we had fun. It was for the kids. I had games and prizes and that kind of stuff, and I had a nice turnout. So I sold all my books at that event, and this one will be this summer with Cookie and the Jordan. That'll be this summer sometimes. I'm gonna have it. And I'll probably have a jumpy house and snow cones or something for the kids because it'll be summertime. They'll be playing. So I'll do both of those at that time. That's what I'll be doing for this book signing. But if you want to be an author, you're going to have to put on some tough pants because it's not because you're unknown. You have to kind of make a way and get somebody that's going to have to help you, professional. Like Legacy has a manager for me, and he put my name in Google, so you can Google Antoinette Louise Joy. He gave me a website. You can find me under Arthur and Louise Joy. I went on a interview in New York last year in September. He set that up for me, and I was on the news in New York. So all that's exposing me, and the play. He didn't do the play now. The play was me. I knew the playwright. She's also an author, and she's been on before. She'll come on again. But you just have to dig in there and start networking, and that's the thing that's kind of hard because I don't know any other authors beside the lady that's doing the play now. So you're going to have to get with, if you can network, it would be great, and see what they use or who their company is that printed their books and that kind of stuff. You can do that, and that will be a help because that'll tell you who to go to, who not to use, that type of stuff. And that's what you need to get started. And once you write your book, again, you have to come up front with your cost. So it's about between $2,500 to $2,000, and that's to cover the printing. The printing expense, you have to do all that before they'll print it for you. There you can submit the transcripts, but unless you have the money to pay up front, it's not going to be easy. If there's something you really want to do, then you're going to have to push it, and you're going to have to do it, because it's rewarding when you see the book. It's rewarding when people tell you, I read it and, I enjoyed it, it helped me, that kind of stuff. It's rewarding. But the expense of it is the other thing in trying to, advertise and get it on and that kind of stuff is what you need. Now, my books and all my podcasts you can find on YouTube under Antoinette Louise. All my episodes of the podcast are on there, as well as some of my guests. They're on there. If I have a guest that's an author or a musician like the one I just had, you'd be able to find them on my website, which is YouTube under Antoinette Louise Joy, that you'll find it. And the podcast is under YouTube as well. If you look for Becoming Phenomenal, I'll pop up as well. So you'll be able to find me wherever, social media, YouTube, I'm there. And follow me, like me, do all those things so that you can keep up with my different writings or my events. Now, my book signing events, I haven't opened up to the public yet. I have mostly family, friends, co-workers, that kind of stuff. And that's mainly for safety. So once I make $10 million or $10,000 or something, once I'm in that kind of category, I'll be able to open up, I guess, for a bigger venue for more people to come, more of my fans to come. Because on my social media, I do get a lot of fans, and they write such good things. Thank you if you're a fan. If you're watching, thank you. So I do get that, but they live all over. They're not all, I'm in Atlanta, so they're not all in Atlanta. So even if I gave an event, if you live other than Atlanta, you probably wouldn't be able to come because of the distance. So that's the purpose of the social media, to keep you posted for what's going on and what I'm doing, because I don't know what I'll be doing next besides writing and this play. If it continues, I guess I'll be in the play as it continues to go from city to city, or state to state rather. And the different things I'll be doing again will be on my website. And the play again is The Shadow of Greatness, and it's by Dr. Alice Teague. End of my program, time to go. Thank you so much for watching, keeping up with me. Again, I'm on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram under Antoinette Louise Joy. I love you all. Have a phenomenal day. Hey, how are you doing? This is Antoinette Louise Joy, the author of Becoming Phenomenal. This is an hour of girl talk. Me and my girls are going to be kicking it on subjects like diet, nutrition, love, romance, marriage, dating, clothes, what to wear, fashion, hair, wig. We're going to talk about all that. If you want to comment, or even if you want to ask a question, you can call us. The number's at the bottom of the screen. This is my dream come true. What is yours? God is good all the time, and you can become phenomenal too.